He's shy to the stage, you may not know him, but you need to give him a warm, warm welcome so he feels at home. He hasn't met you guys yet, but he has worked on Supernatural. He did a few episodes. So please give it up for Mr. Jensen.
alive, I'm dying. Thank you, Vancouver. Thank you, SP family. Thank you, everybody. This is the last time I'm ever going to sing. I'm just kidding. It's not. We are here and there. Here and there. Hi, guys. Good morning, Vancouver. Good morning, Vancouver. How's it going? How was the, I heard, so I fortunately have had a week off, which I'm sure actually... Oh, how's that? How's that? What's that like? That sounds really, really fun. I think I'll just the entire interview, I'll just rub my scrub. But unfortunately, that meant I didn't come in until really late last night, so I heard you missed a kind of cool concert. Did this guy show up? Somebody showed up, I don't know if it was me or not. His doppelganger? Oh. You look so bad yourself.
T-shirt got me singing that song.
Yeah, I know, you're welcome for everyone that had that song stuck in their head for the rest of the night. And it skyrockets in flight. What movie does that make you think of? Anchorman, duh. Dude, it makes me think of Good Will Hunting. When he's talking to the guy, and he's like, skyrockets in flight. He's getting, it's one of the guys before.
Oh, the therapist.
The therapist who's writing. I think of Anchorman. Same thing, Anchorman. That highbrow comedy. Anchorman, Good Will Hunting, Anchorman. Yeah, one won an Academy Award, one did not. Hey, did anybody join us at Comic-Con this year? Did you see videos of it? It's kind of wicked, right? I think Apples and I both were like, we knew for months that Kansas was going to be there playing us on, but we couldn't say anything. So people would be like, hey, how's Comic-Con going to be? We're like, but it was pretty cool. It was really awesome to go to the green room before, and they're sitting there with their drumsticks and their guitars, like noodling. We're like, come on, guys. Like, we've been worshiping y'all for decades and decades, long before Supernatural, but it was a nice kind of like welcome to season 13. Yeah, it was fun. And then they come up and they're like, hey guys, you think we can get a picture with you? Me and I were just like, ugh. With our camera, you can, so we can. Prior to that, we had, I don't know if any of y'all caught the Conan O'Brien show. Jensen. So we're sitting there, or as I like to call it, Sweatgate. Well, that's just anything Jared Padalecki is, Sweatgate. So we're sitting up there, and Apples hasn't told me on anything. And then Conan's like, so I hear y'all do something on your birthday. And I was like, I know what we actually do, but I'm not going to say it on national television. Like, one of our bosses are watching. And Apples is like, headstand. I was like, shh, 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 shh. Out rolls the keg. It was, oddly enough, it was the producer, we do kind of a pre-interview before you do shows like that. So the producer will ask you a bunch of questions if there's anything you want to talk about, or, you know, any current stories or funny anecdotes, whatever. So I said, listen, you have to understand it'll be Jared's birthday that day, so we can't not acknowledge that. And he's like, okay, great. What do you want to do? And I was like, well, I was thinking at least doing some sort of a prank to some degree. And he's like, he's like, okay, do you have any ideas? And I was like, I have a few, but you have an entire staff of comedic writers there. I was thinking I'd just throw the ball into your court and see what you come up with. And he's like, okay, well, let me think about it, and we'll talk about it. He's like, but let's just go ahead and do the interview. So as we're doing the interview, he starts asking about what we do. You know, what are some of the things that you guys used to do for your birthday and stuff? And I get into the whole story. And he was like, well, there's the gag right there. I was like, what? Keg stand on national television. He's like, you think you can go for it? And I was like, yes. Yes.
Also something you only feel comfortable talking about on national television during season 13. Not something season 3 where we're like, guess what? We've done the last 2 years. Hands on your birthday. Not really. So thank you to y'all guys. And thanks for the new season, by the way. So this is, I don't know how much y'all want to know about the boring logistics of an actor contract. But there are a lot like,
everything.
Okay, well, you said there are a lot like,
Tell us everything.
there are a lot like,
What's in the writer?
Page 4.
what color are your M&Ms? There are a lot like athlete contracts, right? Where it's their opportunity and prerogative to invite us back. So we haven't yet been invited back for season 14. Which doesn't mean anything. It just means they're taking their time. But we need you guys to keep pushing and keep spreading the word. And let's get going. And we can all like code like, what do we want to do? Maui?
I just love the idea. They haven't invited us back yet. They're trying out some different options right now for one season.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. You and the Peak. What up, girl?
I want to know what your favorite dad joke is.
I can row a boat. Canoe? Yeah, this I literally said,
That hurt me.
I said this
Go watch the bats.
on this.
So every night, at sundown on Congress Street Bridge, I'm not quite sure what the count is up to, but it's millions of bats. What is it?
1.5.
Is it 1.5 million?
Yeah, it'll stay.
It's pretty big.
Fly out from underneath the bridge to go hunting, to go eat, and it's like this
The
black.
largest migration of bats, I think, on the planet.
Yeah, and it's this
I think in the
cloud.
universe.
Go see the bats.
She's like this. When I choose, she's like, oh. Unless you were stretching or airing out. You ever see those commercials where it's like some girl dancing and she goes like this? And it's like, use different deodorant. You've seen it.
Yeah.
You're in the commercial.
It's your life.
Okay.
Even like I'm a big fan of the Lord of the Rings movies. Or whatever, the Harry Potter movies. But even Harry Potter, if there are 8 movies that are 3 hours long, it's 24 hours. We have 200 and something hours. So, like, how do you keep that exciting? And I think having throwbacks like that.
We do.
Well, we get a lot of help. Thank you. Yeah. Good morning.
My question is more on the filming end of it.
Blah.
When you're filming the last scene, the first scene, you film the last and the first scene together, or do you break out the film?
You mean if they're separated by like an episode or something? No. Unfortunately.
Have we done it? Did we do it last year at all? Where, like, Tom came in or Bob came in and direct?
There's every now and again, if it's if it's available and we can do that, then we will try to do that. But a lot of times, for instance, there have been seasons where we have ended and then we have literally started back up. It would have been nice to have just filmed that when we shot it 3 months ago. But a lot of times,
Especially because when after like May, June, and a little bit of July, you show back up and you're in the same wardrobe, you're like, yeah, I worked it a few times this summer. Is there a larger size of these somewhere? And then you're dancing. Still got it. Jensen, do you want a larger size? No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Let's just run the lines. Yeah, it's so convenient for us to do that, and sometimes the other director will either send the notes to the current director and have them just shoot it like that, or they'll just trust the other director. The thing with it, you know, we really kind of whittled down a really solid core of directors that are not only amazing, but they're also, a lot of them are very good friends, and they work together and have worked together for many, many years. So they trust one another. So that's like if Bob's directing and he needs to, there's a scene that would be very convenient to film for Phil's episode, then or Tom, then Tom, they'll just let Bob direct it. Which just speaks to the kind of synergy that lives within our show, which is great. So, but it is tough. In fact, one of the things that we do a lot, which we always kind of shake our heads at, is and this happens more often than you would think, we film the very last scene of an episode first.
Literally the first thing. I don't remember the season number, but there was one season, I think it was like around 8 or 9, where literally the first thing we shot for 8 or 9 episodes in a row was the last scene of the episode, where there's sort of like everything's happened already. It's like Sam and Dean talking over the Impala or in the Impala or something that leads to the next episode, but we haven't even shot any of the other parts of the episode yet. So you're like, well, what are we talking about? What's going on here?
Why did they do that?
Why?
It's all location. It's all
Yeah, a lot of it is driven by locations and stuff. If, let's say, the majority of the script takes place in a house, then they're building the interior of that house on set, and it's not ready yet. So they're going to shoot as much other stuff that they can, minute letters, whatever.
More than often, like these days, like back in the day it was Bobby's house because it was a standing set on one of our stages. These days it's like the middle letters, library, or
Standing meaning it's not just upright.
Yeah,
it's a continuing set. Like it stays current, it stays with us.
So they can go shoot it while they're building.
As opposed to the laid down set.
Which is my favorite. Season 14, we're just laying down the entire time. So it comes down to like we shot a few times in schools, and they don't want you to film there during the school days. So usually you get it like Friday night after everybody's gone home, and it's like, okay, well, we're starting day 3 at 5 p.m. at this school in Burnaby because they had to kick everybody out. So we're shooting like daytime scenes that are supposed to be us getting there as the kids are showing up for school at like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. and going in until 5 a.m. or something, just because they couldn't secure the location at another time. So.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into dictating the schedule. Location, construction,
Actor availability.
yeah, people who want a week off and get it for no reason.
I'll take it.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Just really quick, what is the longest scene that you filmed straight up shenanigans and everything?
We had a long scene with Uriel and.
Without shenanigans? Cool.
Oh, no shenanigans? I didn't know
Yeah.
that part. Oh, no.
I would probably say the scene in the Impala, where in Baby, where he was laying down in the back seat, I was laying in the front seat. We had the big long conversation about our lives. That was, yeah, I think we were super thrilled with just the story aspect of that scene. And there really wasn't much to do and cut up. There wasn't much shenanigans. And that was like, what was it, a 5-page dialogue scene or something like that? That was long.
But I remember season 4. It was a long
I don't.
scene. I remember because it felt so long, and we showed up like on Thursday, having just shot the scene all day Wednesday. It was between, I thought, like Castiel, Uriel, me, and you in a motel or something. I want to say it was episode.
Yeah, but if Misha was there, then there was plenty of shenanigans going on.
Maybe he wasn't.
Safe to say.
He might have showed up with somebody else.
What do you... So if this isn't a video of you singing Jen something, I'm going to be very disappointed. What a romantic, huh?
Honestly, it would be Just Breathe.
I like fruit salad. I gotta be honest.
That was my love song to you.
Ladies, eat your card. Or eat your fruit salad, whatever.
I think Just Breathe means a lot because it was the song that was playing when we first became parents. So it was pretty cool. And it's him. That or fruit salad. Good luck.
Gosh, I don't know. I've played her many before.
Have you ever played her fruit
But
salad?
I've never played her fruit salad.
Not just play it.
Go on.
Oh,
You have to sing it.
no, but I'm trying to think of maybe the last one. I don't know.
Fruit salad.
No, it wasn't fruit salad.
Yummy, yummy.
It was Caesar salad. I remember the first one I played her. How about that? And that was If I Had a Million by Pat Green. By Pat Green. As If I Had a Million, Build You a Mansion, 100 Miles from Nowhere, and Dance in the Hallways, what is it? We Ain't Got No Neighbors, There Ain't No One to See. So anyway, I don't know, look that one up.
Look, you pissed her off.
She's like, I hate that song.
I was waiting for fruit salad. All right, guys.
Thank you guys.
We love y'all.